What made your respected warrant officer finally speak up against the command? Chief Warrant Officer Brennan had been in the Army for 23 years. Quiet guy, never raised his voice, never complained, just did his job maintaining helicopters and went home. Everyone respected him, pilots trusted him completely. If Brennan signed off on an aircraft, you knew it was safe. His word was gold. Our battalion had this new commander, Lieutenant Colonel Pritchard, fresh from a desk job at the Pentagon, wanted to make a name for himself by increasing flight hours and operational readiness numbers. Problem was, Pritchard didn't understand maintenance, kept pushing us to sign off on aircraft that needed more work. Good enough to fly, he'd say. We'll fix the minor issues later. Brennan would shake his head and refuse. Not safe, sir. Needs another day in the hangar. Pritchard hated being told no. Started pressuring Brendan through the chain of command. Your maintenance delays are hurting our mission readiness statistics, but Brennan wouldn't budge. Every aircraft got the time it needed. No shortcuts. This went on for 3 months. Pritchard getting angrier, Brennan staying calm and quiet, never arguing, just stating facts. Hydraulic system shows stress fractures, not airworthy. Then came the incident that changed everything. We had a major training exercise scheduled. 12 helicopters flying senators and generals around for a big demonstration. Huge deal for the base. Career-making event for Pritchard. Day before the exercise, Brennan was inspecting the commander's personal aircraft, the one Pritchard would use to fly the VIPs. I was standing nearby when Brendan came out of the engine compartment. His face was pale, hands shaking slightly as he wiped oil off his gloves. Get me the battalion commander, right now. Something in his voice made everyone stop working. In 23 years, nobody had ever heard Brendan sound scared. Pritchard arrived 15 minutes later, annoyed at being summoned. This better be important, Chief. I have a briefing with the generals in an hour. Brendan pointed at the helicopter. Sir, this aircraft has a critical failure in the main rotor assembly. Stress cracks in 3 of the primary mounting bolts. It's not flying tomorrow. It's not flying ever again until we replace the entire assembly. Pritchard's face turned red. Are you absolutely certain? Yes, sir. If this aircraft flies, the rotor could separate mid-flight. Everyone aboard would die. How long to fix it? Minimum 2 weeks. We need to order parts from the depot. Pritchard started pacing, running his hands through his hair. This exercise is tomorrow. I have senators coming. The commanding general will be here. I need this helicopter operational. Sir, it's not safe. I'm not asking if it's safe, Chief. I'm ordering you to sign off on this aircraft. That's a direct order. The entire hangar went silent. Mechanics stopped working. Everyone was staring. Brennan stood there, holding his clipboard. I could see his jaw clenching. 23 years of keeping his head down, never making waves. No, sir. Pritchard stepped closer. Excuse me? I will not sign off on an unsafe aircraft. Not for you, not for senators, not for anyone. Chief, you're refusing a direct order. I can have you court-martialed for this. That's when Brendan did something I'd never seen him do. He raised his voice, not screaming, but loud enough that every person in that hangar could hear him clearly. Then court-martial me, sir. But I will not sign my name to paperwork that kills people. Those are my brothers in that cockpit. If this bird goes down, their families get a flag and my signature on the maintenance log. I won't do it. He pulled out his phone, started taking pictures of the damaged parts. I'm documenting everything. If this helicopter flies tomorrow, I'm calling the inspector general myself. I'll testify at your court-martial right after you testify at mine. Pritchard realized everyone was watching. His career was on the line, but not the way he'd planned. Fine, cancel the flight. Use a different aircraft. All our aircraft are committed to the exercise, sir. We don't have a spare. Pritchard stormed out without another word. Next morning, the exercise went forward with one less helicopter. Pritchard had to ride in the back of someone else's aircraft instead of commanding his own. Embarrassing, but not fatal. 2 weeks later, when we finally tore down that rotor assembly, we found it was worse than Brennan thought. The stress cracks had propagated through 70% of the mounting structure. Aircraft would have failed within 30 minutes of flight time. The crash investigation team came out, took photos, wrote reports. One of them pulled Brendan aside. Chief, you just saved at least 8 lives, maybe more if this thing came down over a populated area. Pritchard got quietly reassigned to a logistics desk job. Never commanded troops again. Brendan went back to being quiet, never brought it up, just kept fixing helicopters. But something changed in the unit. Younger mechanics started speaking up more, pushing back when they found safety issues. If Chief Brendan can stand up to a colonel, we can handle a captain. 3 years later, Brendan retired. Base threw him a huge ceremony. Pilots formed an honor guard. Mechanics gave him a custom wrench engraved with the chief who said no. During his speech, Brendan talked for maybe 90 seconds, thanked everyone, said he was proud of the unit. Then he held up that wrench and said something I'll never forget. 23 years I kept my mouth shut and did my job. Stayed in my lane, never caused problems. But that one time I spoke up, that's the only day of my career I'm actually proud of. Last I heard, Brendan's teaching aircraft maintenance at a technical college. First thing he tells new students is a story about stress cracks and what happens when you stay quiet. That damaged rotor assembly, they kept it. Sits in the base museum now with a plaque that reads, "The part that didn't fly," because one warrant officer had the courage to say no.